Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 310 of our BU 365-day challenge. Only 55 days to go. 55 days left in the year, 55 days left in our challenge. Isn't that a little bit mind-blowing? It is to me. I can't believe the beginning of anything. I'm getting ready to go on a trip, and so I know I'm going to experience this. Beginning of anything, a vacation, something new, or a challenge, it feels like it's going to be forever and that we have a ton of time to create and do anything we want. So vacations are my biggest example of this. You go on vacation, you're going for a week or 10 days, and the first couple of days seem to go pretty slowly. And then all of a sudden you hit that halfway point and boom, it feels like the vacation's going to end so quickly and that it went so fast. I don't know if I'm the only one that experiences that, but I call it the vacation phenomenon, right? And how do we take that sense of speeding up time as we reach the end of something? The same thing happens when we're going for a goal or something that we want. It seems like it's going to take forever to accomplish that goal, to achieve that thing we want. And then we get halfway there and we start to see the light at the end of the tunnel and that it's possible for us, and things speed up. And all of a sudden, right before we achieve that goal, we're super duper excited, or we start to get let down because we know we're guaranteed to get that goal. And when we achieve it, we're like, okay, now what? So that's why I personally always have the next goal in mind, the next trip in mind, the next vacation, the next thing to look forward to. So I never get let down as I achieve each of the milestones along the way to getting what it is that I want. So today our topic is change is guaranteed. The one thing, and I asked the question, what is the one thing guaranteed in your life? Now you might say death. Yep, we're all going to die. But that's one that we're all consciously aware of, even if we're only subconsciously aware of it. We all know that we're not guaranteed any amount of time here on the planet, and that death or the end of this life experience can come for any of us at any time. But if we lived as if that were imminent, we would never do anything. We wouldn't live at all. We would live in little cocoons of safety, and that wouldn't make our lives very fun. So today I want to talk about the other thing that is absolutely positively 100% guaranteed to every person that's ever lived and every person that will ever live. And that is that change is guaranteed. Change is inevitable. It's what this whole challenge is about. How do we take change? And given that it's going to happen all the time, every day in all of our lives anyway, how do we make sure that we are managing that and doing what's best for us every single time we're faced with a change or a challenge? Now, that's what the SOAP framework's all about, right? That's why we've been going over the SOAP framework. Sometimes I feel like I'm beating a dead horse by going over it over and over and over again. But I know that when I learn something and I think I know it and have learned it, I probably understand it intellectually, but am I actually doing it, applying it, and living it? Not so much. I remember learning about affirmations when I was probably in my 20s, maybe even before then, maybe in grade school, but I didn't really think about them or learn about them until I was in my 20s. And I read probably Louise Hay's book and a few other books about affirmations and the power of affirmations. And I was fascinated by them throughout my corporate career, but I never really used them except to do little things, right? I never used them to do big things. And it wasn't until I was older and I said, oh, this is a really, really powerful tool. Why don't I use it every day and apply it to my life? And I've used affirmations to change tons of things about myself. But that's what we're doing with the SOAP framework. We know it, we've heard it, we've learned it, we've practiced it, but have we actually installed it in our subconscious and made it our own? Because this is a simple process, a simple 4-step process for guaranteeing that no matter what changes or challenges come our way, we will do what's best for us at the time. Now, sometimes we think we're doing what's best for us at the time, and I honestly believe that we do, as human beings, the best we can with what we've got at the moment. And we already do that, but what if we could do better, right? And this little process gives us a tool that we can have in our toolbox forever once we learn it. And it's simple, right? Simple. What's my story? What's my current story? Where we are to where we want to be. Then we look at those options and we say, okay, what's the best option to take action on right now? We take an action. We see if it moves us toward our goal or away from our goal, toward the thing we want or away from the thing we want. And that's progress to me, is moving toward what we want. And so are we making progress? Boom, every time. Now I can't even not run through that framework in my head. Whether it's a big change or a little change. We're getting ready for a trip, I thought about, I had made a scribbled list, which I cannot even read, of stuff I needed to pack because I like to make a list. And then yesterday I was like, okay, what have I packed? I checked those off and they made ring light and my makeup and all those things, my toothbrush, right? Those things I have to pack the last minute. So in front of those, I put little check boxes so I can check them off. Why? Because just the act, and that's why I did this yesterday, was made the list and started making check boxes and checking things off. It takes all the stress out of, am I going to forget something? And you know what? If I forget something, is it really the end of the world? No. But it takes all the stress and doubt and worry out of the whole process of doing anything new or facing any change or any challenge. I love traveling, but I hate traveling. I love to be home. So I've got this dual competing event. So if I redefine what the challenge or problem is, I can find different options, take different actions, and make progress toward what I really, really want, right? I want to do anything. Maybe we want to just stay, we're comfortable in the position we're in and we want to stay that way all the time. Now, we can do that. We can try to do that. But the truth is, if we're not growing and learning and evolving, the world around us is changing really, really fast. The world now is changing faster than it ever has, scientifically, communication-wise, politically, socially, that it ever has. And I don't see that slowing down anytime soon, right? There were no cell phones. There were no, I mean, the phone was on the wall, right? I tell my kids this and they're like, huh? But we did have a phone when my kids were little. So, but so much has changed and so much continues to change. My 1.5-year-old granddaughter can use a cell phone and an iPad without help. That to me is mind-boggling. She just intuitively knows how and what to do on it. We show her once and she does it. And so I think we're learning and growing and expanding faster than any other time in human history. And again, I see that continuing. So we can stop our personal development, our personal growth, our learning, and we can live our life in a bubble, but the things around that bubble are going to continue to change size. Maybe we should have done that again today. Looking at different areas and aspects of our life and how different things interact with one another. But that's not our action item today. Our action item today, me, finish packing and get ready for that change of traveling is a change for me. And for the rest of us, let's just think about change, the change processes we're using. I've been married for a really long time because I didn't want to deal with that change, the change of being single, the change of doing things all on my own again, and so all of us resist change to a certain extent, but given that it's inevitable, we need to remember to always do what's right for us, meaning what ourselves is the biggest thing. And that's what this challenge is all about. Being who we authentically and really, really are, not pretending we're like other people or to be other people just to be liked. Because guess what? That's external gratification versus internal. All right. That's our challenge for today. Have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with another No Nonsense November. Just a little tidbit of stuff I've learned over the last 6+ decades that has helped me to, I guess, not just survive in life, but to thrive. All right. Have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.